Dolphins. Like dolphins can swim. Dolphins, turns out they can swim. Good golly. We can do it. You know what we can do? We can be heroes. All of us, every one of us, just for one day, maybe an afternoon, maybe for a tea time. Maybe like I could squeeze heroing in between 2:30 and 2:45 in the afternoon. Hey everybody, what's up? Aristotle Full Throttle here. And I'm excited. I'm just a very excitable guy. I'm very happy. Hi, Mom. I will be king. Here come Yoda. Here come Baby Yoda. What's up, everybody? Hello. It's Baby Yoda. I'm very excited. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you guys are being heroes in your own little world. Just for one day. Just for like Monday. Just for Monday afternoon. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle. We're here every day at noon talking about movies, talking about superheroes. Today, we're going to talk about superheroes of color. I think there's a good amount. Perhaps there should be more. Perhaps, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's ridiculous that it took many, many years. Hi, this is Baby Yoda. Many, many years for us to get a Black Panther movie, but we did it. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We achieved cinematic history. Thank you for joining me. I got Baby Yoda here with me. Let me tell you the story behind this. Yesterday, I got this in the mail. I was very excited. I opened the mail and now it's not left my hand. It's Baby Yoda. He's gonna do some Jedi mind stuff on you. He's gonna use the Force on you. He's not yet a Jedi, I don't think. I don't think you could be a Jedi as a little baby, can you? You're just a Padawan. Is it Padawan, Baby Yoda? What is Baby Yoda's name gonna be in The Mandalorian? I was thinking that this is a really interesting time we're living in because Baby Yoda, that scary Baby Yoda, yeah, this Baby Yoda's got like black eyes. He can see through your soul. I will destroy you from within. Baby Yoda's my co-host. Baby Yoda's my co-pilot. I do like this Baby Yoda though. The real Baby Yodas are on back order, I think. But this one was like an interim Baby Yoda. This is a Baby Yoda that will tide me over until I get another Baby Yoda, probably. Everybody got to have a Baby Yoda in their life. Am I right? This is an interesting time that we live in where we still call this character in The Mandalorian Baby Yoda on account of the fact that he does not have a name yet. He is the child. Yet we all decided, the internet decided that this is Baby Yoda and we're going to call him Baby Yoda because he is a Baby Yoda. I'm Baby Yoda. Check me out. Check out my moves. I got some dance moves. I can move my right arm, my left arm, my right arm, my left, both at the same time. I got pointy ears and stuff. What's up, Angelo? Hello over there on YouTube. Check it out, guys. You can watch this show every day, live at noon, or you can watch the reruns. Remember Rerun? From What's Happening? Well, you can watch the reruns on my channel on YouTube, AristotleFullThrottle.com. If you go there and you subscribe, you could also win, guess what, a PS5 now. I've upgraded it, the giveaway. Once I get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Because listen, I've been doing YouTube a while. I put a lot of pride in my editing. If you watch my old videos, you can check them out, leave a comment. If you do that, that'll qualify you to win that PS5. Hey, Jaffe. You're going to win a PS5 if you subscribe to my channel, potentially. So if you do that, Baby Yoda going to come over your house, maybe give you like a back rub, maybe do some Jedi mind stuff. Maybe he'll just rub your temples lightly and say, thank you. Thank you for your support. I've got all kinds of Star Wars props. It turns out when you tell people you like Star Wars and you tell people you like the Beatles, for every birthday and every Christmas, what you get is Star Wars and Beatles stuff because there is so much of it. I don't mind. I actually like it. I enjoy I enjoy the fact that there's so much Star Wars and Beatles stuff available. But I do like fine art. Just putting that out there. I also like a nice painting to look at. Thank you guys for joining me. Stroke here. That is not just a command, it's a hello to Shy, and hey Kelsey and Vernon. You guys are awesome. Coming here, hanging out with me. You guys might even know me from my TikTok. My TikTok is I'm super TikTok famous now. Actually, I have one TikTok that blew up. I got like 56,000 views on it so far. And it turns out when you just share your genuine experience with people, they connect to it. And I'm just learning this. It's good. I kid. This is a lifelong struggle. Doing art and doing expression and trying to connect it's a lifelong endeavor. And it's not, there's so many people who are opportunistic about it, who are like, I am going to figure out what the latest trend is and I'm going to do that. And then whenever the trend shifts, I'm going to do that. And I'm just like, I'm just going to tell people what it's like to be me. and turns out people seem to gravitate toward that. That's how you do it. You do it by not even trying. Ange N.O. throwing this in. My all-time favorite has always been Cyborg. Cyborg is dope. Booyah. That's what I got to say about that. Cyborg is cool. I remember Cyborg when I was a kid, when he was kind of introduced into the Justice League. And I was like, who is this guy who's got like all kinds of robotics connected to him? Cyborg is a Justice League member. He is, I guess the 80s you would pejoratively say he's the token black guy on the team. But the 80s was trying to incorporate the fact that, they've got all kinds of readers of their comic books in the DC universe that, hey, some of those kids don't happen to have an identifiable representation of themselves in a superhero, and they've got to sort of idealize themselves as a Superman or a Wonder Woman, who are idealized versions of white humans, I guess, white people, and they're supposed to be the model of all that is good and all that is pure. Sure, fine, but also there are other ways to represent that through black people and Asian people and South Asian folks and Southwest Asian folks and South African and Central African and Sub-Saharan African. There's all sorts of parts of the world that people come from, not just Europe. And then what they do is they go to Australia to be stuck there because of all their crimes. Australia was a criminal colony, apparently, back in the day. Ray Fisher from Justice League is very active on Twitch, and I watch him every time he's on. He's such an amazing person. Oh, you know what? I'm going to check out Ray Fisher. You might want to move your car. I forget what he says in the cut-out part of Justice League. I would say that Ray Fisher should have gotten more to do in the Justice League movie. I feel like they didn't really give him... He was a really strong presence, but I didn't think that they gave him enough of a dimension of a character in that movie. He kind of came in and was just like, I'm cool, and I'm a football player, and I wear a hoodie. And it was like, well, just give us some more. I liked that Miles Bennett Dyson is also responsible for Cyborg. Miles Bennett Dyson. We got to get this guy away from computers, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Morton, the actor who plays Miles Bennett Dyson, the man most directly responsible for Cyberdyne system becoming self-aware and taking over the world. You guys know what I'm talking about. You watch the show every day. This is a place where nerds come to share their nerd cred. That's my nerd badge for you right there. I see that my mom was asking about in a text if I was going to do a show today because I was 1 minute late. You know what? I was late today because what had happened was I realized that why was I late today? I needed to pee. Sometimes peeing happens. Peeing is a funny thing, guys. You know what? We do it like every 90 minutes or so or whatever. Every few hours you have to pee. Sometimes people ask me, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm just in between peeing. When I'm watching a newscaster on TV, I'm like, they either just came from or are about to go pee. Welcome to the fleeting thoughts of Aristotle Full Throttle. That newscaster, they may as well, they have to, every one of us, every human you see on the street is in between peeing, or they're peeing at that moment. You never know. This is what makes us human. I think the reason why I think that is like, look, we're all sort of bound by the fact that we have a body and that we're human and that our body has to function. And man, that's such a drag sometimes. Why can't we be like Cyborg and just be like rechargeable? Just plug us in, just be like Superman, lay out in the sun. If we'd want to get our energy drained from us, be like Superman. You know, they always say be yourself. Unless you can be Batman, then be Batman. Joe Morton. Yeah, Joe Morton learned nothing after Terminator. The brother from another planet needs to go back. Needs to go back to his planet. I was joking about that yesterday. No, Joe Morton, man, they give this guy the responsibility of being the the creator and purveyor of evil technologies. Though I think the mother box. Now, if you know about Cyborg in the DC comic books, or at least the Justice League, the mother box is directly responsible for rebuilding and saving Cyborg. So it's almost a neutral party, and it could be used for good, it could be used for evil. And Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg in the movie Justice League, also in the movie Batman versus Superman, there's like a clip of him, which is cool because he gets paid to be in both movies, but they probably just shot that scene for the other movie. I like when actors get paid to be in all of the movies. Like if they show a picture or footage of an actor from another movie, that actor gets paid as appearing in that movie because they did. They're using their image and performance. So there you go. I'm just like I'm having a mini love affair with this little mini Yoda, this baby Yoda. Hey everybody. Vernon Fletcher. Dyson is screwing us across every timeline. Yeah, every dimension that we put Joe Morton in. We're going to be like, Joe Morton, I'm going to keep you, give me that laptop. Get away from the computers. You are going to destroy humanity one way or another. But also be the savior of humanity. I like that in Terminator 2 that Miles Bennett Dyson not only was directly responsible, according to the timeline, that the Terminator comes back from. He says Miles Bennett Dyson is the man most directly responsible for Cyberdyne systems. But guess what? He becomes a hero and is the man most directly responsible for destroying it by sacrificing himself and exploding the whole place. So that was pretty cool that they turned that around. They didn't make Miles Bennett Dyson because he was neutral. He was just genuinely curious about understanding this technology that he had never seen before from the future. He didn't know it was from the future. He just didn't understand it. He was the only guy who could understand it. And then he goes and destroys his life's work and himself to save humanity. So guess what? Miles Bennett Dyson's got a bum rap. He needs to be lauded. He needs to be lauded as a hero and the savior of humanity. He was a good guy. They should have put him back together with a mother box. He should have become Cyborg. Joe Morton has been on TV my whole life, that actor. Very, very famous actor. Notable. I remember watching him in the Brother from Another Planet when I was very young. And that's a movie. It's basically David Bowie. I started the show with David Bowie, but it's basically The Man Who Fell to Earth, but the black people version, where Joe Morton is the man who fell to earth in that. It's cool. I rented it from the library. It grossed me out though, because there's like gross sequences, because he's an alien trying to pose as a human, and whenever that happens, you get gross, slimy things happening. People removing their eyeballs and things. Aliens don't understand the body. Aliens are just, they're like, what is this human body? I'm constantly having to pee. Aliens don't know what's up. Right, Yoda? Baby Yoda says, right. Baby Yoda agrees. How many Baby Yodas does it take? Joe Morton, though, he's pretty dope. I got to check out Ray Fisher's Twitch. I have to put this on Twitch. I got, after this, tweet at me, remind me to do these things. I've got so many things on my plate every day, except none of them will pay the bills. All of them will be good, though. Like, everything I want to do right now in life is just to be real and be honest and be good. Try to just force good down the throat of the world right now, because there is so much not good going on. There's so many people out there. If you're watching the TV, what's up, Will? What's up, Will Gone Weird? If you watch the TV every day, man, there are so many scumbags getting paid to talk, to just continue the bullshit rhetoric of whatever's going on in this administration. The people in power have their little flying monkeys talking about, like, literally just trying to convey a propaganda message to the people constantly. Like, they're paid well. They're paid well enough to sacrifice their integrity as a human being to sit there and tell you all the BS that this administration wants you to hear. They want to continue proliferating and propagating hate, propagating all that BS. And what we do here on Aristotle Full Throttle, you and I, all of you and I, we just go, screw all that noise. Let's just forget about that crap and hang out and talk honestly about the things we like and the things we care about, because there's just so much out there telling you what to think and telling you how to feel, and this is a venue of self-expression. So express yourself, like Madonna says. Also, like Lady Gaga says. You guys ever remember that? This video is going to be demonetized because I played David Bowie at the beginning, so I'm going to find this whole song by Lady Gaga. You guys remember it, Born This Way? Which is a tribute. It's definitely a tribute to Express Yourself, because dig this, if you sing Express Yourself over it, express yourself. It's the same song. Ready? Go back. Express yourself. Express yourself. That's my mashup. Thank you. It's the same song. Similar. When you're a fan of Lady Gaga and you're a fan of Madonna, I don't know, and you write songs, you just go, oh, you guys wrote the same song together. Oh, 30 years apart? Cool. Or 25 years apart? I get it. Lady Gaga's just doing a tribute. That's cool. She's legit. There's a lot of songs that do that for me. I go, hey, that song is that other song too. Maybe we'll talk about that on another show. But right now, the Desperate, though, they're playing, they are so... V, you're totally right. V, Forte. That's my sister. You know what? They are playing to the Confederates, right? It's so funny. They're like, what do we got left, guys? It turns out most rational human beings will not try to support this administration. It turns out these folks... It turns out we're losing support from people who want to maintain integrity as a human being. What do we got left? We've got the rednecks. Thank you, Baby Yoda. When I say redneck, I don't mean... Well, I guess I mean redneck. Sorry. There's a redneck of every culture. That's what they say. But then I don't think that that's a good term for, like... A friend of mine said this. I sound like Dave Chappelle now. I sound like Dave Chappelle for a reason. I watched his new special this morning. The guy is, he's the modern philosopher. Plus, you could learn a lot from Dave Chappelle. I will try not to cop his vibe because it's impossible. He's a unique individual, and no one will ever be Dave Chappelle. I don't want to be Dave Chappelle. I'm just coming off the heels of watching his latest special, which is 27 minutes long on Netflix, and he talks about, I don't know, all that kinds of stuff. But a friend of mine said the other day, he has a family member who says... Now, I should note that my friend is not black, and his family member is not black. And his family member, his in-law, says, everybody has an N-word. Except she doesn't say N-word. She says the N-word. She doesn't say that. And I said to him gently, I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity for you to gently remind her that the term she's looking for is scapegoat, not the N-word. This is a good time to step up in one of these moments where you could be standing on, you could tilt this way or you could tilt that way. You could just say, the term you're looking for, I believe, is scapegoat. The N-word is specifically designated by a group. I'm not going to say for a group. It's specifically designated as a term of subjugation and dehumanization. You can't use that word. Please try not to. If you're trying to make a statement, if you're trying to make an impact, by all means use any word or any sound in the human lexicon. But do not idly stand by in a situation where someone just says the N-word in a way that is not really appropriate. The term, it's like, hey, come on. The term is scapegoat. Here's a teachable moment. We're not going to be a bunch of white people sitting around saying the N-word. Unless you guys are like, unless people in that context are trying to make, I think art is an exception. I think if you're an artist and you're making a statement and you're demonstrating pain, if you're demonstrating it, you can, by all means, anybody, please say any words that will illustrate a point in a certain... I mean, everybody can do whatever they want in private. I don't care, ultimately. But if you're telling me the story about the situation you're in, I'm going to say, hey, I think the term they're looking for is scapegoat, not N-word. What's up, Tatiana? I see you. Yeah, I got to say, now's the time. Now's the time. I made a TikTok yesterday. You guys could check out my TikToks. I'm really enjoying the TikTok. I think I was saying earlier in the show, it's a really fun mode of expression right now because it can illustrate certain ideas in a certain way that you can't just maybe say. It's fun to like act it out and show it as like a little bit of a moral lesson, because what do I say on the show? Everything's a story. If you could tell it in a story, humans can connect to it. Otherwise, information is just information. I enjoy information personally. I could look at a bunch of statistics and then make a story out of that in my head because I enjoy that. But if you can craft a story in a song or in a play, in a musical. I don't know about musicals, guys, though. Am I the only one about musicals? I was in a lot of musicals. I don't like them. I don't like musicals. It's hard for me. I will get nauseated when people suddenly break into singing and dancing. However, I do want to see Hamilton because I know that my mind can change on these things. I understand, but most of the time, I don't understand musicals. When I was in high school doing the musicals, high school musicals, I would sit there when they were doing the makeup on us, and everybody would be dancing and singing to the soundtracks, the cast singing like all of these Broadway musicals like Cats and whatever. They'd bring in the CD, and while we were getting like makeup and our hair did for the plays and musicals, the other kids were such fans. They were such musical theater kids. I was not. I was a rock and roller kid. I listened to lots of rock and guitar-driven music and drums and bass-driven music, and like very rebellious, angry music sometimes, but angry in a passionate, positive way, like Rage Against the Machine, ladies and gentlemen. That was a band I could look up to because there was brown people in that band. There are brown people. They reunited, guys. They're going to be playing this year. They were supposed to be playing Coachella this year, but that got screwed up. But Rage Against the Machine got some brown people up in that band, and up in that B, and by B I mean band. Tom Morello being like the greatest guitar player of his generation. There were bands like that I listened to that I was like, they're actually saying something and they mean something, and they still to this day stand for what they meant. It's interesting when a band can do that. When a band is literally called Rage Against the Machine and they rage against the machine. And they still do. They're an incredible band, guys. Because they mean more than just dope-ass music. They're such a freaking dope band. Incredible musicians. And, of course, the singer, Zach De La Rocha, he is just a lyrical monster. Very passionate. Now I'm sitting there getting my makeup done, getting my hair did to be in the musicals, and these kids are dancing around listening to the Cats soundtrack, and I'm just like, you guys know that there's good music too, right? Just very confused by it all. I'm like, yo, so we're listening to Phantom of the Opera right now, and there's bands like Rage Against the Machine that we could be listening to? And you want to listen to this on purpose? I always thought musicals, when I was in the musicals, I thought you just sang the songs because you had to, not because people wanted to hear them. Run the Jewels. I got the new Run the Jewels. I've been listening to that. I gotta say, that would be an insane trio. I got the new Run the Jewels. I love Run the Jewels. Killer Mike, JP, LP, Killer Mike and LP. Killer Mike is incredible. If you hadn't seen his speech from Atlanta last week, please rewatch it. From 2 weeks ago today. Very powerful and moving kind of guy. The dude can talk publicly. He understands how to communicate on a massive scale because he's a brilliant rapper and activist. So in Atlanta 2 weeks ago, when he gave a speech, he was very impassioned and very well thought out and eloquent. Off the cuff, he did this speech. It was just like, it was everything truth. It was everything truth. I'm going to coin that phrase, everybody. Let's make a t-shirt out of it and sell it for charity. Everything truth. He was everything truth in that moment. What we needed to hear, what needed to be said. So many people just don't want to say the things that need to be said, except for Killer Mike and Dave Chappelle on Netflix. Dave Chappelle just impassioned. I watched that thing today, and it was just such an impassioned speech or impassioned display of contextualizing these last 10 to 20 years of police brutality and the difference, the deep divide between police and the citizenry. It's crazy. But I do want to see some more superheroes that represent black folks and brown folks and all kinds of folks, like the Red Hulk. The Red Hulk is I believe he's a South Korean dude now. The Hulk. The Hulk is he's an archetype. The character, the Hulk, is an archetype. He can be played by anybody. Iron Man is now a teenaged black girl, which is dope because Iron Man is an idea and a mechanical suit. Yeah, Run the Jewels. I've been getting down to that. I was all about that last album too. Run the Jewels, if you haven't heard them, listen to them. They speak truth. I listened to them on NPR. They were on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. If y'all are nerds like me, you listen to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, and it's quite good. They called in one time and played the game, and they told us why they have their names, Killer Mike and LP. Vixen. That's a good one. Vixen. We got to catch up on these. I dig that Miles Morales. I believe he's a little Dominican kid. So there you go. If I had a Miles Morales when I was a little kid, I would have been like, look at that. I could be Spider-Man. I mean, I thought I could be Spider-Man anyway, except I'm too tall. I feel like Spider-Man's a little man. I think in order to be Spider-Man and flip around like that, you got to be tiny. Like Ant-Man. Hey, Christine, VGR. We all hanging out here. We talking about superheroes. Aristotle Full Throttle every day at noon. You can catch a replay every day. Listen to it on your YouTube. Play it in the background while you're doing the dishes. I'll be here. I'll just be over here now. I'll be in the background while you're doing your taxes that are due next month. I did my taxes last week. I owe the government. I'm going to pay them. I'm going to pay them back. Miles Morales game was announced on Twitch yesterday. Well, hot damn, I need to get myself a friggin' entertainment game system. I might even just, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to act impulsively and buy myself game systems. Play some video games. Guys, I don't have enough time in a day. It seems like, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy in life right now. Ironically, we're in a pandemic globally. We're addressing it and acknowledging the pandemic of racism. It's really funny to see that, you know. It's very tiring. I mention this all the time. I've mentioned this every day for 2 weeks now. It's weird, guys. We're all like, what's happening? Y'all are willing to listen now. Okay. Well, things are messed up. Literally been saying this forever. And now it's like, oh, things are messed up, aren't they? Yeah. There's a structural system in play that is a remnant of an old system that was trying to subjugate black, brown, poor communities. Trying to separate, trying to police them. The police. We're going into a strange new world. We don't know what's coming ahead. We don't know what's in store for us. The police, that's what they do. We don't need more police. We need superheroes on the streets. Think about it. It's kind of like the Accords. The Sokovia Accords. Now, Ange, we're going to talk about Marvel now. I know you a DC fan. But we're going to talk about Marvel and those Sokovia Accords. What were they for? That was for the superheroes had to basically be a police force. The Sokovia Accords were like, hey, superheroes, in case there's any threat to the Earth, y'all need to do this and do it, and it needs to be on behalf of the country, on behalf, representative of United Governments. And Captain America was like, you know, if I see something go wrong, I'm gonna try to fix it, because I'm a superhero. I'm not gonna go through a vote for Congress before you could tell me I could stop an alien invasion. I am Captain America. If there's a crime, I will stop it. But they were trying to turn the superheroes into the police. And I was on Cap's side for that. You know why? Because it was a Captain America movie, and technically he was the protagonist. And we were supposed to be. Even though that movie's so well crafted that they gave Iron Man, Tony Stark, and Captain America, Steve Rogers, a common enemy in Zemo. They gave them both a common enemy, so we couldn't hate on them totally. We could actually see both of their points of view in Captain America: Civil War, where the heroes were pitted against each other, but it was all orchestrated and coerced by Baron Zemo. So once I saw Captain America say that he was going to act on things, it's like, I don't know. Why don't we have more of a spread out system where we have social workers and drug counselors and people who can work together to actually help people in the ways that they are needed, instead of policing them with just police going, oh, okay, I'm a cop, I got a gun and a taser and some handcuffs, and I'm good at that. I'll do all of those things, and just give me a reason to do it. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like you're not treating the problem when you just send more cops into a low socioeconomic area. You're not treating the problem. You're treating the symptoms of the problem. If you're educating people and giving them employment and giving them reasons and ways out of a situation that they were less fortunate to be born into, you can actually treat the problem and not the symptoms by adding more police and more police and more police to those areas that exist. You're just putting those particular people in prison. And the reason a lot of those particular people are black and brown in the United States is because there's no inheriting of wealth. You didn't have any damn property after you were released as a slave. Could you imagine 150 years ago where they were like, okay, slavery's done, now you're free to go. What do? Nothing. There's no job. You don't have land, you don't have money, you don't have any property, you don't have anything to show for, because you've just literally been set free. And now you live out the rest of your days and have kids, and maybe, I don't know where you raise the kids, but then the kids grow up in a situation that's all Jim Crow and BS. Like, lots of people had indentured servitude after that. What do? What do they have? You've got these giant plantations and pieces of land, and people in the South still own family plantations that were handed down for hundreds of years that still have intrinsic value because it's land, it's property that they've had in their family for generations. But the people who worked the land don't have shit. It's crazy, guys. It's like, if you think about it, it's crazy. It sounds like a lot of the same, like, quote, complaining about the society and how it's just unbalanced. But guys, it's just a reality. It's totally messed up. The government does owe black and brown people who have generations dating back to that era. The government does owe them reparations. It's not even like a question. They gave us money to stay home for 2 months because of a freaking pandemic. They can give people money and property owed to them with interest so that they can actually, society can shift in the right direction. But you can't just set a bunch of people free and say, okay, now it's even. That is insanity. It really is completely crazy. Beyonce, hey, Popcorn Passport. Beyonce may have just been signed to play Storm. Thoughts? No. I don't know about Beyonce playing Storm. Why she got to play Storm? If we're gonna be a singer, why not be Rihanna? I don't know. I feel like they should come at Storm from an unknown. Why did the studios go, well, if we're gonna cast someone, like, they better be a megastar in their own right? Come on. Who the hell was Chris Evans before Captain America? Who the hell was Chris Hemsworth before Thor? Who the hell was Chris Pratt? I'm just going to name every Chris in Hollywood who became a superhero. Who the hell was Chris Pratt before he was Star-Lord? They weren't megastars. They weren't the greatest singer and performer of the day. They're going to give Storm, who's never been, I mean, she's had her own comics, but she hasn't been like a lead. I mean, she's one of the top X-Men, one of the prime X-Men. But I think that's ridiculous. Why are they going to, sorry, my little laser mouse. Why are they going to give it to Beyonce? Where did you hear that, Popcorn Passport? That sounds ridiculous. I saw something on Colbert with Seth's show. They showed up and this police chief telling new recruits that they are predators and citizens are your prey. Don't like it? Turn in your badge. I saw that too, yeah. They literally, thank you, V, they literally train officers with the mindset, completely toxic and wrong mindset, that you are a predator and you are hunting the prey. No, that's not how policing works. You are a protector of the peace. You're not a predator hunting prey. You protect the peace. You preserve the peace. You protect and serve the public. You don't like it? Turn in your badge. Chris Evans. Yeah, Chris Evans was... They gave him a shot as Fireboy in Fantastic Four, and then they gave him another shot, and he's like all these kind of like marginal roles, and then he gets Captain America, and even in the first Captain America, you know, get an unknown. I mean, Chris Evans was relatively kind of known at that point, and then they were like, let's give him. I think they didn't pay. All he got was like $3 million. I don't know. I forget. Or $300,000 to play the first one, because they give you a sweet deal when you become a superhero in the Marvel universe. They go, hey, why don't? And even Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, they were like, Gal Gadot. Nobody even knows who Gal Gadot was before she played Wonder Woman, right? She was a stunt person. Who, by the way, stunt people need more credit. Stunt people need to be acknowledged as performers and craftspeople. But she was a stunt person first, and then she became Wonder Woman. So why Beyonce got to be like the greatest singer dancer of our day right now? Gonna be like, we're gonna make you Storm because you've already done all the work for us. Yeah. Anja No says she has a crush on Chris Evans since she was 16. Chris Evans is, the dude's living up to, he's a very crushable human being. You read his Twitter feed and he's always saying the right thing and always doing the right thing from what it seems like. The guy is, I don't know, Angelo, if you saw him flirting with that interviewer, but it's a pretty funny tweet out there. Search that on Twitter. It seems like, it's funny because Chris Evans is a bit meta. When they cast him as Captain America, it was almost like that was the casting process, because in the movie Captain America: The First Avenger, they were looking for a hero who's Stanley Tucci was like, this guy's got it inside him. It's already in there. We need to just give this guy the super serum, and he'll become strong and enhanced. And that's essentially what they did with Chris Evans. They were like, who is Captain America? Let's find him first and then cast him in the movie. And they did that. And Captain America being my favorite of the Marvel heroes. Him and Groot. Let's see. Actually, I kid. It's Drax. Oh, you met Chris Evans. Wow. Who hasn't been MC movie? Wait, let's see. As some to go about introducing myself to movies the husband sneaks off to see by himself. How would you suggest I go introducing myself to the movies? How would you introduce yourself to the Marvel movies? Disney Plus. Start with the release order of the movies. People say they want to watch them in like random order. People say they want to watch them in chronological order. I say watch them in release order, because when you watch them in release order, you're actually appreciating the references that they're making, because the references are only as far as the movies have shown so far. So the next movie, they're going to reference something randomly that may be yet to come, like one of the guys mentioned Stephen Strange in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And then we meet Stephen Strange like 3 movies later. But as you watch the movies in release order, just go on like a website and see how they were released, or go on Disney Plus. You know, some of them are going to be... There's no stinkers in the MCU except for The Incredible Hulk. There's no... The Incredible Hulk's okay. It's not a total stinker. It's watchable. But there are really no terrible movies in that universe, which is kind of remarkable. 22 movies, and they're all like okay to extraordinary. I'd say there's 5 movies by Marvel, 5 MCU movies that are probably just out of this world. Phenomenal. Excellent. Human Torch. That's it. Fireboy. That's what I said. AtlantaBlackStar.com. What is this? This is a link. Yes, thanks for the link. I've always found it strange how most people love superheroes but live their lives like villains. Wow. I know. I have to think about that. It's true. A lot of people live their lives just trying to serve their own ego. I mean, that's the only thing that is constant in our lives, is our own brain. Our brain is constant in our life. Our consciousness, our sense of me or I, it is a constant thing. I find that fascinating. We go through our entire lives with this awareness of reality, or our surroundings at least, and ideas of what other people might be thinking, and ideas about what other people might be thinking about us. But that sense of I can never be told completely. We can only experience it and then maybe write it down in memoirs, maybe talk to people for an hour a day on a streaming show on different platforms and say, hey, this is the state of I right now. And that whole history of I, that whole awareness from the time you actually come into awareness, vanishes when you go away. And no one but you will ever have that full awareness or story. And even you won't have the full awareness or story, because your brain decides to chuck out information that it doesn't find useful after a while. So the whole concept of self and history and personal history is completely ephemeral. It just dissipates, it disappears, and you're gone forever. Sorry. That I, that sense of I, it's pretty good. Iron Man 2 and 3, terrible. Hey, Angelo, I take issue. Iron Man 3 was fun. Iron Man 3 was written by Shane Black. He also did Lethal Weapon and The Last Boy Scout. He created those characters. He did The Long Kiss Goodnight and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He also did The Predator, which wasn't that good. Although The Predator did have a scene that I've never seen in a movie ever once in my life, which was great, because the main hero was like, we got to go hunt the predators, but first, and then they cut to him just coming out of a trailer having to had, like I was mentioning earlier about peeing. Today's episode is very highbrow. He had to poop. The main character of the movie, we had to wait for him to poop. I thought that was funny. I thought that was an interesting part. I thought it was notable that in The Predator, he's like, we gotta go hunt these predators, but wait, I'll be right back. And then we're literally waiting outside the trailer for him to finish up. Because that is truth. That is the truth of being human. That is the truth of, that is just it's a truism that we all, that sense of I, that sense of awareness. How many times have you got to the bathroom in your life? That's a line from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Iron Man 3 is not terrible. Iron Man 2 has got some cool things in it. But Iron Man, I just disagree with you on that, Angelo, because Iron Man 3, I like that sense of humor. Because he also did the wise guys, the what guys, the good guys, the tough guys. What's this, the nice guys. I thought the nice guys, it's just a brand of comedy. I think there's something unique to Shane Black's writing where he can do a good buddy film that is a branded comedy, that's a branded action comedy. And it's, it's just a matter of preference. I find his movies to be like literally they take the piss, so to speak. I like that my email for this episode went out 16 minutes after this episode started. Thank you, YouTube. If you're just joining us, you're watching Aristotle Full Throttle. We're talking about superheroes of all different shapes and sizes and colors. We've got the Red Hulk. You got Iron Man, who's now played by a black girl, which is cool because it's just that's Iron Man is a legacy. You've got Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern from the Lantern Corps. Now I want to see that. I want to see the Blackest Night, which is the Green Lantern stories, but broken up to every color of the visible spectrum. Now, there's all different kinds of lantern cores because these are just the wavelengths of light that are visible, which are cool. I mean, there's some kind of internal logic to the fact that you could take all the green lanterns and the red lanterns and the yellow lanterns and the indigo lanterns and the violet lanterns and then have them all pitted against each other with all specific qualities and also inverse vulnerabilities. Remember, the green and yellow lantern are on opposite sides and they have weaknesses. It's fun with colors, because what are comic books if not just colors and lines and drawings and representations of reality? If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like the video. It helps grow the channel. We're going to grow together. We're going to grow our fro. I'm just going to give you a little quick update on my neck beard. I find it interesting growing a neck beard. This is the first time in my life I ever have, and there's just a line. I didn't shave that, but my body was like, this is where we're going to draw the line. My body was just like, no more hair after here. I can't figure that out. It's weird. What's going on? It's just a natural, and then it's just no hair. I do have friends, though, that they're like, I don't know. I'm not jealous of them about this, but their neck hair just keeps going down, right? It goes down here, and then it turns into chest hair. So their beard literally goes from up to here to the top of their big toe. I don't know about that. I just have like 5 hairs on each big toe. Tell me about your big toe. Tell me about your big toe hair. I don't even have that many hairs. I'm looking at my big toe because why are even shoes? Why are even pants right now? We're all stuck inside. Some of us are back at work, which is good. Some of us have been working from home. What do? How do you work from home in this situation? I don't know. I am working from home. What am I talking about? I just got a image someone just sent to me in a thread, in a funny text message thread, and it's a Marshall's sweater by Ivanka Trump, and the original price is $39.99, and it is marked down to $1 because they can't get rid of that stuff. They can't even throw it away. I don't know about Ivanka Trump, man. I don't know about the whole situation in the White House. Why is even the White House? Why do we have it? Third person of color hero, Jon Stewart. Yes, Jon Stewart. The wise guys, Vin Diesel. Popcorn Passport brings up Vin Diesel. And mark my words, Vin Diesel is going to be a huge star someday. I love that joke. I came up with that joke 10 years ago, and I still say it. I still say it because when I first entered Hollywood, I only got a couple minutes left on Instagram, but when I first started working in movies, the whole chatterbuzz when I first entered the mainstream of movies, I started to see how it works. It's a machine. Everybody there's a self-perpetuating promo machine that goes on. And I was working at Miramax. I was working at different places. And as an intern, I worked under Harvey and Bob Weinstein as an intern. And in a separate building, I saw them each maybe once. But when I saw Harvey Weinstein, I was like, that dude's a creep. I'm going to go back to the dub room. When I was working in the dub room, they would give me tasks like get every appearance of Tobey Maguire and dub it onto one video cassette. Because Tobey Maguire is the guy we're really pushing for our studio right now. So what we're going to do is get all his appearances, compile them on tapes, send those out to Entertainment Tonight, send those out. There's just a machine. They pick the chosen one, and then they promote that chosen one. And that time was Tobey Maguire, and the heir apparent for action hero movies was Vin Diesel. Everybody, I could not walk 10 feet without people saying the name Vin Diesel. And I'm like, the guy's name is Diesel and he's jacked. That's no irony there. But I just remember everybody was like, Vin Diesel, he's going to be a big star. This Vin Diesel, his career, we've watched it kind of get come and go. And he's a person of color, Vin Diesel. But he's got that ambiguous look. He's also got an identical twin brother. There are two Vin Diesels in this world, ladies and gentlemen. That might blow your mind. But he used to do some breakdancing in the 80s. Look that up on YouTube and laugh and laugh and laugh because he was pretty good. He was a pretty good breakdancer. But that's how he started. I got to tell you, being an artist, being a performer, being an entertainer, trying to purvey ideas in an expressive way in this society, like what we're trying to do here on Aristotle Full Throttle, you go through different iterations of yourself. Vin Diesel was a rapper. I'm not a rapper, my bad. He was a breakdancer. I say rapper because he was dressed in an Adidas jumpsuit, not unlike Run DMC. His name is Mark Sinclair. That is not as cool as Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel. Sounds like a machine you would rent to demolish a building. To dig a hole in a parking lot, to break up the asphalt. We need a Vin Diesel for this one. His brother's name is Paul Diesel. My brother is Vin Diesel. I'm Kevin. Kevin Diesel. Kevin. I've decided, ladies and gentlemen, that Kevin, and go with me on this, is the male name for Karen. Kevin is the male Karen. Orange is the new black. Kevin is the male Karen. Hey, Tristan, how you doing? Welcome. We're just finishing up here. We got 28 seconds left on Instagram. If you want to jump over to AristotleFullThrottle.com, we could continue to talk for a few more minutes. Then I got to look at my finances. Speaking of finances, and 18 seconds left, guys, contribute to my Patreon if you can. $1 a month, $2 a month. Patreon.com/AristotleFullThrottle. And then you go there, and then you get the show every day, and $2 a month. That's like nothing. You won't even see that. That's $24 a year for the whole year. Oh, we're done. Connection paused. Oh, good. I can still share it. Sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla. What is even that? It's like root beer, right? 7 concurrent viewers on. We had a good show today. I mean, as far as a show of an audience, I'm not saying my show was good. Who knows what's going to go on with this show? Hopefully, you just have this on in the background and it's mind numbing, and I could rattle off my thoughts and me and little baby Yoda. Little baby Yoda. Look at me, I'm Baby Yoda. Yo, what's up? I'm gonna do a Baby Yoda puppet show right now. Hey, Baby Yoda. Yo, what's good? I'm Baby Yoda. Yo, I could do some mind tricks on you. I like some bone broth soup. I'm gonna drink a little soup for you. Baby Yoda gonna be drinking some soup. I don't know about Baby Yoda. What he gonna be? Who do you think Baby Yoda is? Is he a clone? Who is he? He got midichlorians they want to get? I'm reenacting the episode. Remember that? I'm reenacting the meme. Let's turn this show into a meme. We can meme this show. We can be memers. We can be heroes. We can be heroes. I like David Bowie. He gets a pass. He gets a pass. You know why David Bowie gets a pass? Because he was married to like one of the most beautiful women in history, Iman. We're all going to be like his daughter and David Bowie. The daughter of David Bowie, could you imagine? It's David Bowie's daughter and Iman's daughter at the same time. David Bowie is a friend to the cause, and he is missed. We miss David Bowie. He brought so much joy to the earth. That's what we need more of. We need more joy. Joy to the world. Thank you guys for liking the video. That's awesome. You guys are liking the video on YouTube, and that is awesome. Thank you. Modern day Nefertiti, yeah. Iman is statuesque. She's striking. Look at pictures of Iman, and you will see what I'm talking about. So David Bowie, being as talented as he was, and just connected, we miss him. We miss David Bowie. But we still have him on. It's funny that everybody's talking about Dave Chappelle. I'll finish up with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was saying all the things that we're all feeling. I think we've all expressed that one way or another in this venue, and I'm glad there are venues that we can talk about this and contextualize our current reality. Oh, you just watched the yes. Angeno says just watch the video for Remember the Time, Michael Jackson, directed by Boys in the Hood director. You're already shouting it out, but this is 20 seconds ago. I'll figure it out by then. By John Singleton. John Singleton directed that video. He's in it. He's got a little cameo. I think he's even wearing... Is he wearing glasses in that? I don't know. But that is a funny video because you got Eddie Murphy. You got Magic Johnson. Speaking of magical Negroes. Kidding. Magic Johnson is a miracle. You know why? Because when I was but a wee lad, I remember the day Magic Johnson said, I have the HIV virus. And he said it like that. I said, I have the HIV virus, which is redundant, but I remember it specifically. He's like, I've been diagnosed with the HIV virus. And when I was a kid, that was a death sentence. You heard someone say that, you were like, oh no, Eazy-E caught the AIDS and died. Oh no, people catch the AIDS and then died. Arthur Ashe, dead. Blood transfusion. Black man. Of course, there's another pandemic that affects minorities more. Magic Johnson, at that time, when I was a child, seeing him announce that was just mind-bending, soul-crushing. Like, wow. One of the greatest players to ever play the game, one of the greatest heroes to all kids anywhere. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, like Michael Jackson also saying. It didn't matter if you're black or white. Magic Johnson was everyone's hero. And that's what we need to realize is just like this qualifying factor should really should be diminished in the light of actual qualities of the character. Just be like, these are heroes, these are not. Magic Johnson, definitely a hero. However, he acquired the HIV virus. He's still with us. He's still alive. He's still around. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, Freddie Mercury, another minority. Freddie Mercury being from... Malta? Where's Freddie Mercury from? Freddie Mercury dying of AIDS, man, that was just soul crushing too, because you're like, this dude is the greatest rock and roll singer ever to sing the rock and roll game and play the game. And I was talking about the inventors of rock and roll yesterday, Chuck Berry. I was talking about Little Richard. I was talking about all these people. The creators of rock and roll, and forget about it. Even Motown. Motown is a huge cultural contribution to the United States. And what was that? But mostly, and all black artists. Poor black artists going, you know what? If we can sing our way out of this shit, let's do it. And they came out of Detroit City. Motown. You have all of Motown coming out of Michigan. Artists. Forget about rock and roll. Just think about Motown. How much that has impacted our culture. So Tanzania, yeah. So Freddie Mercury became, from all these artists, he became the greatest rock singer. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. But the funny thing, again, and I mentioned this many times on this show, that music is the great uniter. We can connect over music. We can feel each other's feelings if we are expressing them through music. And Freddie Mercury is a great example of how, as bad as homophobia was in the 70s and 80s, culturally speaking, as bad as it was like everybody kind of knew Freddie Mercury was a bisexual, gay man, a man of, I guess you would call him pansexual today. Didn't frickin' matter one bit. You've got Rob Halford, for the singer for Judas Priest, and you go, nobody cares. Metalheads don't care about that stuff. Heavy metal, as aggressive as it is, and as like angsty as it is, you can't find a heavy metal fan that is, like a Judas Priest fan, that gives one shit about Rob Halford's sexuality. They care about his ability to rock. This dude can rock. Rob Halford could rock. and Freddie Mercury was the greatest rock and roll singer. And when I say that, I mean that his vocal abilities completely supersede anybody else of any contemporary that he had. His operatic rock and roll sensibilities were unparalleled. And I thought that Rami Malek did a great job representing him and showing helping the world appreciate the power that dude had, the command over an audience that Freddie Mercury had. Man, we miss that guy. Man, there's no power. There's no power like that on a stage, a rock and roll stage. To this day, there is. You see the video of Freddie Mercury talking to like 100,000 people in a crowd and completely owning it. There's nobody like that anymore. I do want to get back to Dave Chappelle, though. Dave Chappelle talking about all that stuff. About the context in which we're in. He is one of the unique voices that we have that can help us synthesize a greater understanding, a way in to the thought pattern that we have today. He finds a way to contextualize the absurdity of the world we're living in. His new special isn't as funny as it is powerful. I recommend it because we should all be listening to Dave Chappelle. And he says the exact same sentiment that I was saying yesterday and the day before, that this show is about truth and nobody gives you truth. Nobody gives you truth anymore. Everything's propaganda. Bullshit. And Dave Chappelle's out there saying, look, my job is to tell you the truth. My job is to be honest with you. And it doesn't work if I'm not doing that. Everybody's lying to you. Everybody's just trying to sell you something. There's no truth. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. This show and this daily hangout means a lot to me. I hope it means a good lunch hour for you or something or thing. I do see that y'all are being faithful and hanging out, and the same folks we see every day, and it's awesome, and it's building, and y'all are talking to each other, which is the whole point of this. Let's find I'm happy to host at my apartment a meet and greet for people. But yeah, go watch the video for Remember the Time. Just watch it for the awkwardness of the kiss between Michael Jackson and Iman, because Iman is this beautiful, statuesque person, and Michael Jackson was an awkward human being. However, he was incredibly talented, but also had mental problems to the point where he preyed on young, innocent people. So Michael Jackson is a complicated history, and that is a pun, history. He's a complicated history, but the man obviously had a terrible childhood. I joke about this, and it's really no joke, because abuse is not a joke. If you've suffered from abuse, you know what I'm talking about. If you suffered... I joke about the fact that Michael Jackson was... and the Jackson 5, and it's really a bad joke, but at the same time, I'm like, Joe Jackson, he used to beat those kids. Joe Jackson their dad, Joe Jackson, created the Jackson 5 through beating them, but you know what? They were good. They actually, he did a good job. So, it's a terrible joke, and I get how that's cringeworthy, but could you imagine a world without the Jackson 5, though? All right, that's just dark. It's dark, but I'll let Dave Chappelle tell that joke. I feel like Dave Chappelle could get away with a joke like that. Dave Chappelle, like, Joe Jackson, horrible dad. Gave us a Jackson 5, though. He did give us the Jackson 5. Well, I hope, Tatiana, that you have a wonderful pre-bedtime chill time, and that my smooth vocal stylings can provide you with some comfort and some relaxation. Thank you. I'm going to talk like this for the rest of the show, for the rest of the next 2 minutes. I just hear Dave Chappelle joking about the Jackson 5 like that in my head. I think he could get away with it. Actually, he couldn't get away with it, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care whether or not he gets away with it. He will say it because he thinks it's funny, and then whether or not you think it's funny is up to you. His joking, his comedy is absurd, and that's why I find it funny, because he truly leans into the fact that these are all absurd things that exist at the same time. The Jackson 5, world-class, incredible performers, yet they would not have been that good had they not been disciplined corporally and perhaps otherwise to become who they were. Obviously, they had it in them, but someone beat it out of them. Jesus Christ. This is dark. But, you know, Jackson 5, gotta love him. But it's hard to, you know, I'm just saying there's a dichotomy there. I watched Michael Jackson be the greatest singer, dancing, performing artist of 1980s. And then you go, well, that took a lot of beatings. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys stay safe. Just be cautious, be thoughtful, think of others in your actions when you're in public. But when you're in private, dance around naked at home. Who cares? Nobody cares. You do what you want to do in private. If you're in the public space, respect others. Cover your face, cover your mouth, wash your hands. If you see someone in distress, help them. If you see a group of people in distress, acknowledge it. That's really all it's about. We need to acknowledge the fact that there has been groups of people suffering in our society forever. Yet today is the day that we recognize it's true. It's a lot of denial going on. Speaking of Nefertiti, denial is a river that runs north. There's a lot of denial in the society. And it's cathartic right now to talk about it and say, hey, what the hell is going on? Let's reassess this racist bullshit and figure out how to combat it, because it's just, why are we even tolerating it? Stop tolerating racism. Stop tolerating it. Stop tolerating these groups with their goddamn tiki torches. Sure, let them march in the street in their dozens and dozens, and then we'll show them the millions and millions of people who are willing to march in the street against their stupid rhetoric. They're allowed. Those, 37 KKK members can march down the street with their stupid frickin' dresses on, their Confederate loser flag. Go ahead. Cool. Guess what? You're outnumbered. You're less than 0.1%. You can shout all you want, you little crybabies. You lost. And you're losing. Nobody cares about your message. You're on the wrong side of history. Stay there. You guys are the best. I'm rambling, but I appreciate you listening. I'm Aristotle, Full Throttle, your bro in the know with the fro. And I'll see you on Monday, and I'm going to pause for like 10 seconds because I've noticed that the end of the show gets cut off. I'll see you later, and it's going to be like one of those memes where you pause.